Hi, I'm Dawn. Some of you may know me as DJ, and this is where Shabby meets Bling. I'm going to show you a couple of items that I really like, but really have no use for. This guy, of course, is a plate holder. You know, hang it on the wall, put your plates on there. And I don't really hang plates on the wall, but I love the detailing. If you look at the detailing of this is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Then I found this shelf. Also, it's great. Not fond of the color, but I love the metal tassels and so on. So eventually I'll find a use for these things. I did come across another plate rack and another shelf that I absolutely loved, but once again, had really no use for. So what I'm gonna do is take those thrift shop finds and marry them together. And we're gonna start with these items. So here we have it. One very, very beautiful plate rack holder, at least it was. Now it's not. Now it's just a beautiful backdrop to whatever I intend to put here, which I've got an idea because I found something amazing, which I'll show you in a little bit. One thing I do not like are these nasty plastic wannabe crystals. So I'm going to either replace them with crystals or do some wooden beads. This is going to go in a room that is primarily a French decor type of atmosphere, and I want to coordinate, not be matchy-matchy, but coordinate with my chandelier and my sconces. So I'm going to do a dry run with this and see what works. First, I'm going to take the crystals off, and then we're going to paint it. I'm going to show you a picture of what is going to go here, and I think you'll like it. So it's painted, and as you saw from the photo of my chandelier has a background paint, a base paint of gold, and then it's an antique white over the top of it. So that's what I've done. I've started with doing a nice base coat of aged brass. I used a Rust-Oleum, and it's metallic, and it is aged brass, and I love Rust-Oleum. I've never had any problems with it, so that tends to be the paint I go with. Also, when you're painting this for your top coat with your antique white, since I want it to look like it in its original state was this aged brass, I am going to take care to use a small brush in a lot of areas so that the indented parts stay antique white, and the surfaces that would get hit or brushed over time, like you would touch them or rub them or they would get knocked, that's where your paint would be worn off. So that's where I'm going to let my aged brass show through. As you can see, I'm brushing and stippling because a stipple gives more of a vintage look, I feel. So there she is. Totally complete. I got one of my pots from outside. It's that time of year, some stuff needs to come in. So I brought one of my pots from outside. It's one of the half terracotta ones that you put around an umbrella on a table, that type of situation. So I brought it in, and now I'm going to add some little items to decorate it, because Thanksgiving's around the corner and this is my dining room. So I'm gonna add, and because it is a real plant that I have in there, I'm gonna use artificial, good looking artificial pumpkins to place inside my plant so I don't harm the plant with something heavy and break the roots and the stems. So I've added some of the colored Spanish moss in there for height, and I've added one pumpkin. Gonna place another one to the back at a different angle. Stem going a different direction, so they look a little different. And I'm gonna add a third off to the side. It's gonna snuggle a little guy right in there. Then I'm gonna finish it off with some of the picked corn husks, these guys. So let's finish it up. And there we are, on the wall, totally decorated. And the nice thing about the terracotta half pot from outside is I can transplant the real plant out of there and do something different, like evergreen for Christmas. I can do whatever I want with it, or find something else that would be appropriate for this half shelf, which is really, really convenient for decorating for seasons. And if you notice, I added some artificial, what looks like thyme in there, along with my corn stalks and pumpkins. Anytime you have a live plant and you add a good quality artificial or faux plant in with it, it's gonna make that artificial look more believable. Because if something's in there that's natural and alive and turning colors, then everything with it is gonna look natural and real. But there you go.